Nickelodeon. Hey, I guess this is Nick Fanart month-ish or whatever going into October. Yeah, I don't know. As Told by Ginger is probably one of the best Nicktoons of the early 2000s. Its realistic edge of being in middle school, as well as focusing on character, milestones of being a young teen girl, and an actual revolving closet for each character! Seriously, back then cartoons mostly just had the characters wear the same thing every day, but they actually rotated outfits! I have favorite outfits that I like from each character. But like everyone in middle school, there's an antagonist, an obstacle, and a bully. Miranda Killgallen. Miranda is the bitch of the series. However, I think there's more to her character than just that. But she's 80% asshole, let's be real here. But the last 20% has something. If you don't know who she is the best friend of the popular Courtney Gripling. Miranda is Courtney's right-hand woman, and she will take down anyone to keep that position, which is why she hates Ginger. Courtney is interested in Ginger and how she lives her life, which is why there's still a crap ton of fanfics of Courtney realizing she's queer. I bet if this show was made nowadays, it wouldn't be subtext, it'd be text. But anyway, Miranda, why are you like this? I have some thoughts. The obvious number one is to hold on to her ranking as second most popular girl. In the episode No Hope for Courtney, she dumps Courtney to be Hope's number two. There are times in the show where it seems like she's Courtney's friend just begrudgingly.
Who's the girl? We all agree. It's Courtney! It's Courtney! Woo!
But there's also times where she shows that she cares about her. Like in the movie Summer of Camp Caprice, where she cries when she hears that Courtney not only is having the worst time, but also no friends. It does seem by the high school episode she's got a bit distant, especially since Courtney's transition to high school wasn't as graceful as her middle school days. But she still had time to be an asshole to Ginger despite that. Number two, taking out her frustrations on Ginger. She obviously comes from privilege, but from a strict household, and sadly, no one has called her out on her bullshit enough for her to stop being a bitch. Seriously, if she was like that in any of the schools I went to growing up, she would have to be good at fighting because she would get jumped for real. I hate using the upbringing excuse for bullying because bullies are just people who are overconfident with poor impulse control and a lack of empathy. But Miranda plans her evils and occasionally shows that she does have some empathy, but she is gleeful in her evil. So what do you guys think? Is she someone that lacks the mental tools to deal with their insecurity, thus lashes out as a coping mechanism? Or is she just some bitchy bitch? Talk about it in the comments, cause I really want to hear what you have to say. While looking up Miranda clips, I found a video talking about her in terms of creation in the show by Harriana Hook. She gives her insights on Miranda and the fact that she's the only black female character and is a bully. She mentioned it was misogyny noir in the show because we don't have any other female black characters that are positive. However, my own thoughts is, other than background characters, you occasionally see that, yeah, she's the only black girl. But the other example of female black characters is Miss Zorsky, who is one of the teachers. So yeah, Miranda would be the only black young character or main character. And the other example of blackness is Darren and Darren's brother, who is male. In Miranda's case, while I don't like her, I was also tired of every example in media, especially at the time, had to be the most upstanding, civil, perfect individual that is black, like Susie Carmichael and the Carmichaels with no flaws whatsoever, which makes me think that, well, I feel like sometimes black portrayals back then in cartoons weren't allowed to be human, because if we had any negative traits, it might be racist, but if we had any positive traits, it had to be so positive that it's like, are you... What are you? In other words, you have either someone who's a gangbanging, drug dealing in a freaking after school special Captain Planet sort of thing, or you're pretty much the model minority. Until All Grown Up, where Susie got way more interesting. It reminds me of this speech by iconic character Jody Landon from Daria. At home, I'm Jody. I can say or do whatever feels right, but at school, I'm the queen of the Negroes, the perfect African-American teen, the role model for all the other African-American teens at Lawndale. But oh, where they all go! And when I think of Miranda, in a similar position of privilege, wealth, and being the extreme minority in a mostly white school with a parent that pushes them into being the model student, member of band, and just looking perfect, and is harshly disciplined by her father, I can't help but think she's rebelling because of it. And she does this as an unhealthy way of coping. How do I have so much to say over freaking fan art? I don't know. However, I think Miranda and for a time Darren were just the black best friend stereotype. You know, another harmful one where the black friend just exists to help the plans and the schemes of the white main character. They might have a basic backstory, but they're mostly just sounding boards and yes men. This is in cartoons of all ages and live action and even in anime sometimes. But even in As Told by Ginger, Miranda fights against it as if she's aware of this and why her begrudging side of being friends with Courtney will come out sometimes. Or instead of being complex, Miranda just does what she needs to take advantage of a situation. Some of these surprising complexities is why Nick Fan Art Week is kind of turning into a month or something. That and I mentally fell off the map for a few days. Yeah. If you like to style a video where I talk more about the character, let me know. Doing a fan art session and with a video essay-ish kind of thing refreshed me a bit. And thanks to my patient, awesome patrons. You can find a plethora of patron exclusive stuff, so please support me, share, and subscribe. And remember to art hard.